2 minutes, 2:02. 2 minutes is pretty good. Although we're not fully ready to start the meeting yet, but it's still exciting that we have the broadcast. Oh, and this is the Andromeda main session for Thursday, June 1st, 2017.
Yes.
Very cool. So, so we got the recording, we got the broadcast done. Make sure the live feed is linked. Done. Set up the document and agenda. I think that is going well. So then we have session rules. So facilitation, I can help with that. Does anyone else want to help with facilitation?
Sure.
Nelly. Ew.
Well, I think, no, I don't know if I can do that. Better Jorge can help you with that.
Are you volunteering Jorge, Nelly?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm volunteering Jorge.
Thank you, Nelly.
Are you down to help out, Jorge?
Yeah, I suppose I can help you out.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And then you can be like the facilitator in training. Okay.
Okay.
So excuse me, I should grab some water. So anyway, so this is part of the beginning of the facilitation, is making sure that all the positions are done correctly. Ooh, and we have the new session verification spreadsheet too, which is exciting. So do you want to take us through the rest of that, Jorge, and see if we can get the rest of the setup? I'm gonna go grab myself some water.
Okay. I'll just verify notes. Right, timekeeper. I could help with that. Would like to help with that as well, Nelly?
Which one?
Timekeeping?
Yes, sure.
Okay. The recording has just started, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Nelly. Video indexing, I can do that, or you can help me with that as well.
Sure. Let me put the clock. Give me just 1 second. Which is a start, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Somebody checking, let's say J.
I will help you with video indexing.
In session value tracking. Oigan, ¿qué chica? ¿Qué chica? Mi perro que está buscando. Okay, and master document updating.
I will do that.
I guess that's all of us.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Hey, Steve.
Hi.
Hi, Steve. How are you doing?
All right.
We're going through the positions right now.
So Nelly's
Session
helping us
position.
with timekeeping and video indexing, and me as well.
Mm-hmm.
Session value tracking. Jay would like to help us with value tracking.
Yeah, I can help with some with the session value tracking. Mm-hmm.
Right. Master document updating would be Nelly J. And anybody else wants to volunteer?
I don't think I'm going to be doing the master document updating.
All right.
And I'm definitely going to be helping out with the note.
Okay.
Yeah, didn't we say we were going to do some of the past tracking, Jay? Some of the back stuff that's from the last quarters?
No, today's our main session. We're just talking about the session roles right now.
Okay.
These are all live roles during the session. So we just need someone for the session verification spreadsheet.
Session verification spreadsheet.
I guess I can do that for today, because it's kind of like training you, because it's the first time we're doing it. All right, so I think we're ready for.
Sorry?
I think we're ready to go into check-ins.
Yeah, sure.
All right, Jorge, do you want to do check-ins?
Yeah, who wants to start?
I'll start. It's a beautiful day in New York City. The weather's great. I went to synagogue this morning. Had a great morning at temple. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm at about an 8 today. I'm looking forward to getting some work done, and it's a great day.
And just so you're aware, Steve, especially for communications, we do our scale from 0 to 9.
All right. I'm still at about an 8.
That's fine. That's fine. But you just said that. Yeah, you said 1 to 10. Cool. I'll go next. This is Jay. I'm doing pretty well. I had an eventful day. Lots going on. Exciting updates. I didn't sleep super well, but we made this amazing like 5-layered cake, which is like delicious, and so I had some of that for lunch.
Wow.
As well as yesterday, it was like a little mini 5-layered cake. Very yummy. It kind of fell over though, but it was so good. Check. Oh, and I'm a 6.
Okay. Melly, would you like to go next? Nelly?
Nelly, are you there?
Nelly, are you there? We lost Nelly. Okay, I'll go next.
Okay.
All right. I had an important meeting this morning, and morning with a company. As I told you, they want to bring recovery airship recovery system to the international airport here in Bogota. So I'm trying to work as a liaison with them, but only for language problems in that case, because they don't speak English, and the seller, which is in Netherlands, doesn't speak Spanish as well. So yeah, I was expecting a call because they were supposed to have a meeting as well here at my home. So rest is good. I had a short class this morning, and I'm feeling like 6 today, 6.5.
Cool. And just let us know if you need to step out, Jorge, anytime, or just jump out and come back in. No problem if you have a call to take.
Thank you.
Yeah. Nelly, see back? No, still Nelly. Let's go ahead and text her. And it looks like we got a check-in from Anaclata. So we'll just have Nelly check back in when she gets back.
Sure.
All right, so I can note up here in our attendance. And Anacleta checked in early with Jay and Nelly, on time, Jay, Nelly, and Jorge.
Hello, sorry.
Great, we had Steve. Oh, hey, Nelly, you want to check in?
Sure. So today it was kind of a relaxed morning because it has been raining all day, and I wasn't able to take a walk or be out with doggies. So I'm a little bit anxious about that, but okay. I hope we can get a lot of things done, because I think with the verification sheets and all the work we have been doing, I think we are getting more closer to where we want to be. So I'm very excited about that. Tech.
Great. Very cool. All right, so I'm thinking maybe we start with doing a quick training on the session verification spreadsheet.
Mm-hmm.
So let's.
Nelly, how do you feel from 1 to 9?
Oh, I feel like 6.
I guess before we do that, let's just go through the typical. How long do we have? Everyone's got 2 hours, right? Does anyone not have the full 2
Yes.
hours?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. All right. So desired outcomes. Getting more organized as a team. Pushing for the final stretch of the client agreement, right? And the client responsibilities. what do you call it? Like the deliverables. I think we're kind of done slowing down and stepping back. Maybe we want to, really, clarify and understand the verification implementation. Are there any other desired outcomes people have? Oh, the budget. Finalize our budget. Any other desired outcomes people have?
What about, I was checking the session coordination and responsibilities.
Session coordination and
like trying to
responsibilities.
assign more of the tasks or the responsibilities.
Yeah, so for me, that's clarifying and understanding our responsibilities and verifying implementation, who, what, when, what, right? When, what, when, who, what, when.
Yes.
What, who, when, what. Any other desired outcomes?
No, not for me.
Okay. And I think this also includes our schedule. Great. All right, so priority topics. So we have, I want to start with just the quick little bit on the session verification spreadsheet. Then I want to go into, wow, someone's got some major background noise that we should probably be muting. There's a lot of phone calls and stuff. Excuse me. So I think we have the budget that we need to address. Oh, we got some updates, especially on the client side. Budget, responsibilities, verification, and schedule, buddy teams. Anything else we can think of?
Nope. Is there any, deliverables? We're not touching them yet, right? We're not going through that yet.
Maybe that can be other topics. So client deliverables. We'll get to that.
Okay.
So schedule, implementation, who, when, what, responsibilities. I think that looks good. Yeah. Any other topics that people want to talk about? All right, then. And we can, obviously, we have our master list of topics, our master, oh, no, it's master task. Where's our master topic list? There it is. So if we get through all this, we can always find more topics. All right, so any last thing before we jump into our agenda and our topics?
Not on my side.
Cool. All right, dude. So let's do it. Let's start with the session verification spreadsheet. The reason why we have a session verification, and we're at minute 14, right? There's still some really loud background noise. So do we get a new person at all, or I think it's just you, Steve. So let's remember to, Steve, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes.
Yeah, if you could just mute your microphone when you're not talking, because it's really kind of some background noise. Okay, so where were we? So yeah, so session verification spreadsheet is important because for two reasons. So this is 202. One is because it's just important for all of our sessions to keep our sessions organized and make sure we know what we're doing. It's also important because it's the same format that we use for all of our other verification for responsibilities and projects and all that kind of stuff. So, so during a session, we have only really 3 projects. There's the session support, the calendars, and the scheduling, because we're supporting the session. Basically, the way it works is you have the actual date of the session here at the top, and then you fill in all of the details for each session, because it'll happen every single session. So this would be the main Andromeda session for Thursday, June 1st, 2017. And then we just go through it. So our calendar and scheduling. How's our calendar? I think our calendar is pretty good. Maybe it's not perfect because we have a couple things with the buddy teams we need to work out, which hopefully we'll be going through today.
I will work on that today.
Well, let's just get it done. You know, like we want to
Started
get
working
it done
on
tomorrow.
figuring out how to flip the calendar also, Jay. What we talked about yesterday.
Okay, I think
I
we have that.
started
I think we have that on our thing as well. So anyway, this is again, these are both really good. So we don't really need to worry about them right this second because they're green. Session documentations overall. I mean, we have everything going pretty good for today. We've got our document. You know, we still have to do a lot of the afterward stuff. So you can see there's a lot of documentations that go into session support. Recording, we have the recording set up and the notes. So this is going good. So I would say this is like 80%. So you guys could even be helping with this simultaneously if you wanted to jump in. But
Hi, guys.
It's pretty simple. Oh, hey.
Anna,
So I think you guys get the understanding. I'll go through this while Anna Clara checks in some, and then we can finish that up, and then we'll be good. So Anna Clara, you want to check in?
Yeah, sure. Sorry for being late. I just came from the Norway consulate.
Embassy.
Yeah, we don't have embassy here. It's in Argentina. So, I was doing some paperwork. But I have some money issues transferring money from here to Norway, but I was all day long trying to fix that. Luckily, by tomorrow, it will be all set up, and that's pretty much it. I'm liking the way that we were working in body teams, and I feel useful, and I feel like I'm really working. So I hope to do our session today, but also if we can do a little of body teams will be awesome. And that's it. I'm a 7 today, and check.
Great, thank you, Ana Clara. So right now we're just going through the session coordination and responsibilities verification. So these are all the things that happen every session. And remember, sessions are not just buddy team check-ins, you know, and work. This is like a full session, you know, where it's like a main session or like a global session, like that we actually go to all the trouble for the verification. So I went through some of these while you were doing your thing. So session value tracking. This happens at the end, so we haven't done that yet. Master document updating also happens at the end, so we haven't done that yet.
sorry, Jay, your screen's not sharing.
Oh. Well, there you go. Can you guys see my screen now?
Yes.
Cool, and the link is also in the notes too. So master document updating, we haven't done that yet, because that happens more or less at the end. Session verification would be what I'm doing now, right? So this is part of documentations, is the documenting the session and verifying it. So that's going well. Session notes and index logging. This would be at the end as well. Session value tracking logging. This also happens at the end, but you have to do the value tracking first, right, before you can do any more. Session support overall. So now you can look at all of this for the documentations, and then you have overall documentation. So you could see we're a lot more red here. So maybe I would say this is more like you know, 40%, and make it orange.
Yes.
You know, because there's a lot of documentation still left to do. All right, so then we're going to do the session support section. So buddy team setup, not really potentially applicable. But I think overall we have buddy teams. Do we need more buddy teams? Probably, but let's say 75%, as we're going to be working on some today. Double team session setup. This is still not so good. We don't really have our double team setup set going. So I would put this at pretty bad. I would say 25%. Session preparation. That could have been better. Maybe we're at like 50% on that. Definitely need to get better at preparing for our sessions. We started a lot earlier. Maybe we'll do 60%. Convening. We're missing Isaac, so we're definitely not 100% here, maybe 80%. It's still green. Session support overall, so we can take all of this and sort of average it to like, I don't know, 70. You could actually even like go, could do like an average, and it will average it automatically for you, and it turns out to be 60%. And you can do the same thing here. You could average all of the documentations right through there, and it comes out to 26%. And the last one is session follow-up and worker coordination. Obviously, we haven't done anything for that yet. Any questions on how this session verification works?
So for me, it's like a rough measure about what we're doing, right? Because it's like we can certainly say that there's 90% exactly or 60% exactly, right?
Yeah, it's just very, very rough, just kind of giving a general idea based on what we know and where we're currently at.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, we just know we didn't do anything here, so it's like 0, right? So the goal is to make it all green, just like everything else. So we would go through this again at the end. It would be part of our wrap-up as well. But really, it all happens in the background. Like if we're doing a public session, this would all happen in the background. This would just be to make sure it's all done clearly, right? And the only reason we're even doing this is because it happens every session. You can have multiple sessions per day. From here, there would be a verification process that would happen daily. There would be a verification process that happens every 2 weeks. There'd be twice a week. There'd be a verification process that happens every week. You know, for everything that needs to happen weekly. So the only reason we're doing this are these are things that need to happen every single session.
Okay.
So any last question here?
So, well, you said that this must happen every single session, but is this going to happen during our Andromeda super team meeting on Thursdays, or every single meeting, like buddy teams as well?
This is only applicable to main sessions and global sessions. So like, you know, where you have like it needs to have a facilitator and a whole group. If we're just like some buddy teams and you're just checking in or you're doing work, it's just not applicable. It's only when you're doing like a full meeting.
All right.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. All right. Any last questions on the session responsibility verification?
Nope.
All right. And so I'll also add this to our wrap up. And then can someone actually add this to you know what, another thing that we could add here is evaluations. If someone can add that to our template for wrap up. Can someone do that real quick? Or I can do it, no one else wants to do it?
On the template document?
Yeah. Here, I'll just do it. It's not a big deal. So I'm just going to the template here. There's the one I do it. It has to hold up the whole meeting unless, yeah, it pretty much does. So let's just figure this out here. So we're going to put this into, oh, we already put it into the setup. We just need to add it to our wrap up. Okay. All right, so what's the next topic? Is updates. Ooh, it's kind of exciting. So I guess I'll just take us through this one, Jorge, because it's just updates. Actually, you can do it. You want to practice? You can practice. So just be like, as a facilitator, just ask people if they have updates.
Right. Do we have any updates from the buddy teams that we were doing yesterday? Nope.
I'm pretty sure me and Nelly have like buddy team Jay and Nelly.
Yes, let me check.
There was also
Yeah,
the
it was,
Sonic session that
me and Ana Clara.
Buddy team.
Me and Jay.
Jorge and Ana Clara. Do you have an update, Steve? All right, so just make sure that we keep updates really short. It should be less than a minute.
Okay, I'll go first. Or Ana Clara, would you like to update us about our meeting, our buddy team meeting yesterday?
No, go ahead. Actually, yesterday we updated pretty much with all the questions we had. But go ahead, you go ahead.
As you said, we updated some questions that we have, and we found some little mistakes on the value tracking, but we corrected them. So actually now we can say that the value tracking is going well and is going green on the weekly value tracking, so it's okay. All right, Jay, any update from your buddy team?
Yeah, sorry. Either way, we had some stuff that needed to be done, like little small things. So after our session, I will check that everything is okay. I will like double, triple check. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you.
Nelly, do you have anything to add for our buddy team from yesterday?
Well, we went through the verification sheets. Also, we created a new one for the teams, basically, and we updated the calendar for the teams, so the teams can go to the calendar and update it and put their own the work that they are going to do and what they will be working on and when. So basically, that's it.
Yeah, and we'll be going through that more today in our responsibilities and buddy team sections in scheduling for responsibilities on it. Cool. Awesome. I could do a quick Sonic session update. The Sonic session yesterday went pretty well. We did some training on payroll because today and tomorrow are big payroll days for EXA payroll. And yeah, everything's going good. I mean, definitely there's a little bit of concern in the Sonic team because of the budget and Lucy, Julie potentially not continuing. I think I might have an idea for Julie, but anyways, I think that's pretty much it on the Sonic session. In the Sonic session did approve on Wednesday, they approved a budget that it would include, that's within their budget, that would include Ulysses and Abdul. So Ulysses and Abdul are like pretty much for sure approved in the budget. So, Steve, did you have any updates from our buddy team?
From our buddy team, we did a little work on the weekly buddy team schedule, what the responsibilities for the buddy teams will be. We did some work on value tracking squared, and we just did a little training on that. And we looked at some other little odds and ends in the value tracking, and we did a little bit of accounting on converting Bitcoin, on triple checking on people's pays with the Bitcoin to convert into dollars and such. So we got a bit accomplished. I understand everything Jay was showing me, and we should be able to move on pretty good from there.
Yes, and there's one component that we went over that is really important, which was the investor verification for the investor contributions.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. The triple verification for the investor.
Yes, so that's extremely important, and we want to get that done as soon as possible because it's very, very key. Cool. So I can do a quick client update, and then I think we're done with the updates. Sound good? So today at the board meeting, we had a check-in after the board meeting. The bottom line is that we did get paid. We got approved to be paid, but there are a lot of questions came up. They're like, what is $3,300 for? who's getting paid, how does it relate to the token budget. Basically what it comes down to is with our client relations, I think we've hit the end of the road, right? Like we've coasted through for 2 months now, right? And got paid, this would be is it our third payment? I think it's our third payment. I'm totally confused on the payments. I think it's our third, but we're on week 6, right? So we did, maybe it's only our second payment. Anyways, the point is, the bottom line is that people are asking questions. They want more information. We have a lot of information already. We just need to make sure that it's presentable in public. So our client relations is going to be really important over the next month, and we need to get our deliverables ready. We need to be really good on payroll. Our deliverables have to include the master ledger, the token budget. We need to create a token budget. The other budgets need to be on point. Our budgets are still not great. There's a lot of mistakes and tasks within the budget, including adding the event budgets. And we actually should even create an event budget. And then also there's the house budgets. So anyways, there's a lot of work to do. There's all the finances. We got to start delivering now, or there's going to be a lot of questions for the amount of money they're paying us and the tokens they're going to be paying us without all the deliverables happening this month. So I think that's pretty much it on the client update. And payroll's happening this week. That's like the big thing. And there are also some other things that were behind schedule. So overall with the client, we are behind schedule by about a week. Which is concerning. And so we really need to step it up. This is like, we've been slowing down a lot, and now is going to be the time to step it up. Any questions on the client update? And any other questions? Other updates?
No, I think it was quite clear. Bottom line, we need to start arming our deliverables, like having them properly. Yes.
And this also includes like an internal deliverable would be the plan. So there's the client plan. And I want to update that today and get that out, so that I just want to do a one-over with it.
We already have work in the client plan, haven't we?
Yes, but we didn't really go through the mini timelines.
Okay.
The mini timelines, we just got good enough to like at least send it off, right? But we might want to do another really quick check-in through before we introduce it to the entire team.
Okay.
The entire team. So yeah, so I think that's pretty much it on the client update. Anything else? Cool.
I think that's just good for the updates.
Great. All right. So let's go into the budget. Okay. So the main things here. Oh yeah. So just to remind us in terms of the updates, Jorge, you should have been the one who was like, any other updates, and I kind of jumped in front of you there, but yeah.
Okay. Is there any other update that we need to be aware of?
No. Well, we already know there's none. So why don't you?
Okay.
I think you can introduce the budget at this point, and then just try to remind yourself and to remind me at the end of the budget. It would be your role to close the budget agenda item, not me. We'll try it. We'll give it a try again. Okay.
Yes, let's give it a try because it's a little confusing for me yet.
Yeah, well, no, that was just my mistake. I accidentally jumped in front of you. So it was my bad. So anyways, you can open up the budget agenda item and just give it a try. You're doing really good on the facilitation.
Thank you.
Yeah. So the way that you the easiest way to open up an agenda item is like you know, this is the desired outcome. This is what we're trying to accomplish. And then Jay is overseeing the budget, and then you just, you know, bring me in at that point. So.
Please open up. You open up because I'm a little lost here. So.
Okay, well, I mean, you did perfect on the updates, right? So you open up the updates. You got the updates all organized. It was perfect, right? And then at the very end, I accidentally closed it instead of you. So that was the only problem, okay? And then that's not your problem. It was my problem. So you're doing perfect. So I'll do the budget one, and then you can do the next one after that, okay? So the responsibilities and buddy team, okay?
Okay.
All right. So when you open up a budget, when you open up an agenda item, right? We covered the desired outcome, which is to basically finalize the budget for the Andromeda team. Would be our goal in this section. If I'm doing the budget, so I'm going to continue. But if someone else is doing the budget, you would just go ahead and introduce them to take over from that point, and they would be doing the sub item. So in terms of the budget itself, you know, the main things here is one, understanding our income. And then we're going to want to understand like the buddy teams, you know, or we want to start other costs. We want to understand other costs, the buddy teams, and then we basically want to approve the budget and go from there. So is there any other questions about the budget? So there's kind of like a little mini agenda within the budget agenda item. And then we also want to copy and paste the full team budget into here. So
is this going to be for the full team?
No, we're talking about the Andromeda team budget today.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yes. So one thing to understand is that the last time that we all talked about the budget was during the full, it was the new moon session. And the budget that was created was the full team budget. So the full team budget itself does exist. It wasn't finalized or approved, but it does exist. And we all, I think, are pretty clear on what it said, including that, well, there was a couple problems. One is that it cut a bunch of people. So we know some people have to be cut. Two, it really, it didn't really reflect some of the evaluations, and I think we might actually have that, so we can look at some of the evaluations at this point, I believe. Let's look at that. So consider evaluations. So where we want to start is just with the idea of our income. So we handed over $1,000 to the Atlantic team. The Atlantic team never really happened, and so by default, right? So where we were? So we gave $1,000 to Atlantic team. Atlantic team didn't happen. So by default, the $1,000 comes back to the Andromeda team. So that would mean we have a total of $3,000 total. Does everyone make sense here? Are we all on the same page? That we have a $3,000 budget?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know what I do with that. All right, so here, so the Atlantic team and $1,000, so we're redistributing that back to the Andromeda team, but we won't need to worry about that. So the other thing to understand here is that with the full team budget, we could just give the entire $3,000 to the full team and then vote on that, and then we just go with whatever the full team decides at the next full moon session, and then that would be done. Or it could be done asynchronously, or we can just deal with our own budget and keep the budget and actually oversee it ourselves. Does everyone understand that concept?
Well, yes.
So we don't have to deal with the budget if we don't want to. So it's our budget. We have $3,000 that our group gets to decide, through majority vote. And if we don't want to deal with the budget, we don't have to. And we can just break up into buddy teams and start getting work done and let the full team deal with it on their own time. So is there anyone here who's not interested in dealing with the budget?
I would like to be involved with the budget. I guess. Well, I'm talking about myself. I suppose. Yeah, all the team would like to be updated on the budget because it's something that
concern us all.
Yeah. Obviously, everybody's involved in the budget. So it sounds like we want to keep our budget, because remember the full team budget is over $6,000, right? Whereas the Andromeda team budget is only one component of the full team budget. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so I think we're all in agreement that we want to keep our budget and that we're going to go through it in detail right now. So the first thing to understand our income, this full budget is coming from the RICO Professional Ops agreement. And there is actually potentially a slight increase in the budget. But I think we should still just stick with the 3,000. So it comes from the RICO Pro Ops and the agreement, and then the controlling organization here is RICO, right? So RICO still controls it, and they have a board that would be controlling that, and they're basically distributing $3,000 to the Andromeda team. There might possibly be a little bit more. So there might be a $300 addition for the VZ entities agreement, which might be a separate agreement and a separate pool of money with different deliverables. But this would be, we're just not gonna worry about that. So the Andromeda team will have the $3,000, and there might be a little bit of a buffer to work around that. We can work that out later. But it's just good to know what's going on, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, that there is a little more.
Right.
I think it's easier just to stick with
I think that slight increase, we should not count on it until it's for sure, because it's like you said before that there was a chance to do it, but it wasn't. And so I think if we stick with the 3,000 and possibly increase, right, but not yet, we will stick to our budget.
Yeah, and just so you guys understand what's technically happening here is that the pro ops budget with EXA is going down. So it's actually going down from 31,000 down to 28,000, I think. And then we're getting an additional I think it's actually 27,000, and then we're getting an additional 600 from the separate agreement with the VZ entity. So this is a plus 600. So basically we're averaging out, we're saying, okay, we should be able to do the 3,000, and that's the income, and so that the Andromeda, so $3,000 is the Andromeda, okay? So that's pretty much that. And this all takes place at a different level of the RICO board. And people can get involved in that if they want to, but we can go through this further. This also involves, when we get to it, all of the team equity and the agreement equity. It's really, really important, and we have been slacking on this big time. Yeah, Nelly, you should pull up. You should pull up and put our full team responsibilities verification here.
Okay, give me just 1 second. I'm on it.
Yeah. And we can look at that compared to all of our other stuff. Okay, so I think we're all clear on the income. Is everybody clear on the income and how the decision making works on the income and everything?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go on to the breakdown. So budget breakdown. What's this? Budget breakdown. So the first thing we know is you want to spend about $2,000 on $2,000 plus on buddy teams, and this would be provisional buddy teams. Provisional buddy teams. The second thing, verification. I love this. So on our team verification of the responsibilities, Our team equity is like, it's just, we haven't done anything on that yet. We've only done equity for individuals. So our individual equity, worker contribution reporting hours, team, where's our individual equity?
It's not there.
Right,
There is individual equity tracking.
Where is it?
In the bottom.
Equity tracking is on in number 20 on the responsibilities.
Here in number 20.
Oh, we put it under value tracking. So let's just go ahead and go like that so that it's in the same place as everything else. Cool. So we're really good with individual equity tracking, but the team equity is just like a big blank.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's really important because it's like that's your actual ownership in the organization as opposed to just your personal equity. All right, so let's get back to our budget breakdown. So the personal budget teams, we should be putting like $500 towards the local headquarters budget. This is really important. And then there's also money we might want to put like some money towards the Sonic team, or the global team, right? To get help. If we don't do that, then we shouldn't expect help. All right, so I think that covers everything that needs to go in our budget. If we were actually organized, right, which I doubt we are, because I think last time when I put it on task list, I don't think anyone actually did the task, but we can check here to see if they did. So if I go down to our, oh my God, my computer's so not happy. I'm gonna try to close some.
Sí.
All right, hopefully that helps a little bit. So we come down here to important documents. We would want the budget, the decision stock. Here we go, decision stock. Yeah, so we need a lot of work on our decision stock, but basically our budget's not here from our previous decisions on our budget. Proposal. So this was our creating our provisional buddy teams. All right, so this is provisional drama team, buddy team for Isaac and Melanie. I think this was still the provisional buddy team. Let's see. Thursday the 4th of what? There's not even a month here. I don't know. So it should have been May 4th. So this would be May. Okay, so let's just assume that this is our previous budget. But again, it's kind of an assumption. And remember, this isn't the actual budget. This is just the breakdown for the buddy teams, which is one component of the budget. You know, other costs, business costs, team costs, fees. All right. So the main thing to understand here, based on the full team budget, and then I think we're ready to finalize everything and see what we can work out, is that the only way to keep Lucy in the budget was for the $1,000 for basically $900 to go to the Sonic team. So pretty much all that Atlantic team money was going to the Sonic team to pay for like Lucy people. The fact that we might be getting rid of James means that there is a little extra money in the global team budget. Yeah, so the point is that if we want to keep Anacleta, we can, and just knowing that that's going to cut other budgets, etc., etc. And we could try to reduce some of our hours a little bit to fit people in, but it would just have to be based on the already existing amounts. So let's see if we have anything. So should we just put numbers in? So Jorge is, if you're still 324, is that correct? Should we just double check everything while we're at it?
Yes. Yeah, that's me.
Does anyone want to pull up our personnel profiles and just double check everything on the budget?
Okay.
Is anyone helping with that? Or am I doing this all by myself?
Yes, everyone is checking their
Personnel
personal
profile.
file.
Nice.
I have the Andromeda team, so I can check all of the profiles.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to put them in the link. Give me just a second.
Thank you, Nelly.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'm pulling up the personnel support doc, and we'll just be going through them. So I'll start with Anacleta. And if anyone else gets another one, just say it out, and we'll be good.
Okay, I'm putting in
So
here
for
in
Anacleta, I have
the doc.
500 for 15 hours.
Oh, but this the personnel, right?
Yes, the personal.
Okay, give me just 1 second. Okay.
So the budget hasn't.
Yeah, give me just 1 second.
changed?
I'm on it.
Right.
And really, really, we should be doing the buddy teams. I'm going to try to focus on the buddy teams since that's really what we're supposed to be doing. So this would be Jorge and Anacleta. The other thing I'm going to be doing as well is that in the future, provisional buddy teams should be made based on budget.
All right.
And that we should just automatically put the people who have the lowest budget together for simplicity. Yes, Anacleta? So I have...
Yes, I'm here.
I mean, I think it was Nelly just talking.
There you will find everyone.
Well, I know.
But which one do you need so we can help you?
Yeah, we just need all of them. So I think we just want to confirm Jorge's at 300 or 324.
Sure, I'm on it.
Anacleta's 500 or 532, which would create 856 for the two of them.
Jorge is at 300 for 15 hours. In the personnel.
Cool.
Who else do we need to check?
Anacleta.
Ana Clara, okay, I'm on it. Okay, Ana Clara, for May, June, we have 500 approved.
All right, so then that would be Isaac and Nelly. So Nelly, I think this one up. So Nelly.
Okay, Isaac is for May, June, 400 for 15 hours.
Do we know something about Isaac?
I don't know anything about him. I sent him a message, but he hasn't replied back.
Okay.
He's traveling. I've seen some pictures on Facebook.
He's traveling.
Yeah.
And by the way, his online public personal file is only for viewing. We cannot edit.
Okay.
And most of his documents are only for viewing. We cannot edit.
Okay.
So then I'll check Nelly's. Okay, Nelly's is for April, May, I have 500 for 15 hours. Oh, sorry, for May.
I'm pretty sure I have you down here for 676. Plus 401 is 1070. Let's do 1078. 1078. So I think it's about 1934. It doesn't have to be perfect, so this would be 1,934. And that would include these two budgets. Let's get them in there. This is $35. Oh my God, this is crazy.
That's budget from, that's the past budget, right? Or the approved budget for June and July?
This is the proposal for June and July.
Okay.
So one of the biggest problems here, Isaac, is that our buddy teams are still totally not functional. 1078, where we need to be getting the the approvals and the finalization of the actual amounts. And that's important. We want to move forward with that. So, for example, Nelly needs to approve Isaac. Jorge needs to approve Anacleta. Anacleta needs to approve Jorge. Isaac needs to approve Nelly, right? So that needs to happen eventually. So, are there any questions about the proposal?
Not for me.
That? And so, what about so basically?
Since I'm a little behind on all this, but no, sounds good.
Cool. And I mean, we could talk about trying to fit in something towards Rico here for the Rico budget. That's what includes Steve. But Steve's budget is going to come out of a different budget otherwise if we can't fit him in here. So
that's fine. I'm not worried.
Yeah. But it's not up to you, Steve. Just remember that. Okay, so
I know. I'm just saying I'm not worried. I don't worry about these things. You know me well enough.
Totally. So yeah, so I guess the only other question is simply, oh my goodness, I don't think we need all that. Is simply the buddy team approvals. Do we want to deal with that right now, real quick, or I mean, basically starting next month, it's going to be pretty much required for people who've been around for. Because without the buddy team approvals, it's basically all temporary. And then eventually, when we do main team, so I just want to let you guys know that from now on, as we evolve into doing provisional buddy teams, it just makes sense that you would automatically start provisional buddy teams as the people who have the smallest budgets. In this case, we're not doing that, right? That would be Jorge and Isaac. So right now we have it a little mixed up, but anyways, they're perfectly fine. We all agree to these provisional buddy teams.
Yes.
So I don't know. I guess let's just start with Jorge and Anacleta. Like, where are you guys at? And just we all know that on the full, like Anacleta is not included in the full team budget. So adding Anacleta into our budget will push someone on the other budget, and they'll have to deal with it. And the main reason I'm supportive of that is because I think that, I do want Anacleta to step up and like get more involved, and she's super capable of doing that. Like, obviously you are Anacleta, It's just a matter of getting more engaged and getting more, into the rhythm and with the buddy teams and all. But I think that it's getting better every day. And then from there, it's just like, if it's between Anacleta and Lucy, I mean, Lucy doesn't even talk. Like, I don't even talk with her. Like, the value that Anacleta gives is so much more. And then also, if Anacleta's value within the Andromeda team, like if it reduces the morale and the ability of the whole team to function, that's a much bigger problem and a much bigger value than the work itself. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think that we should do that or this as long as I don't know how to say it. As long as it like makes the overall performance better, and knowing that maybe the next month we have to cut our own budgets or people again. I would like to sustain my rate for now. Probably what I would like to do also is to like do not include the fees, do not sum up the fees, but discount it on my rate. I know that's not much, but it's a help. And
well, you can't actually do that, and then that would go into equity. You would get equity for that.
Okay, well,
and that is it's for you. It is $32. So it would be it would be bringing it down $32. So if you want to do that, we can do that right now.
Yeah, sure, definitely.
And so it'd be 856 minus 32, 24. It'd be 24. But Jorge still has to approve that.
I can cover my own fees too.
Ooh.
I think that's a good idea, Ana Clara.
Nice.
Yeah, I know it's not much, but I don't know. It gives you like a whole idea that the whole month and all the months ahead, you are going to work with that amount and not including fees. That you not always know
exactly
how much it's going to be. So
cool. So yeah, so I think those are great. That'll help the budget a little bit. And if everybody did that with the fees, it would help the budget a lot. Like there's a lot of fees. So Jorge, you would still need to approve Anacleta's her budget and everything. Basically that should happen in the buddy team, right? It shouldn't happen in this space. But that's one important thing. The other thing I'll say is that in terms of like Isaac and Nelly's buddy team, the provisional buddy team there, like that, there's a problem there because Isaac is MIA. Like if anyone who's planning on going on vacation, it's perfectly fine. We have a very, very open model for our organization, right? But to just leave and not tell us and then not check in for weeks is a problem, right? So if he had simply, like anyone's going on, like I need to take the whole month off, no problem, take the whole month off. Like it's just like, tell us, right? So it's kind of odd that Isaac didn't tell us. Part of me would be on the side of like, does he really need to be in the budget if we're not even paying him? Because that's money that we could be paying someone else if he's not expecting to get paid,
Yeah.
And not working. And then the other thing is that we could create a provisional buddy team with Jorge, Anacleta, and Nelly, and not have Isaac in that, because then, I mean, what do we do with Nelly and Isaac, right? So, or we stick Steve and Nelly together instead of Isaac.
We should, I think that since it's the first day of the month, we should make a decision because it's been more than 2 weeks that he hasn't checked in. So
I think that we cannot start Nelly with someone that we don't know if he's coming back. Maybe we can absorb it in our body.
Exactly. We can actually, we can increase our working hours, increase a little bit our budgets, but that will also increase all their task or the job done because we will be more involved. We were not relying on one
Exactly.
personally.
Yeah, I think
And we will be working on
we can-
the three of us.
yeah.
I'm more concerned about the like work hours than the budget from Isaac, because Isaac hours are hours that we are counting on for completing tasks. We are a little bit behind with EXA,
Yes.
so we should know if those hours are going to be covered, because if not, we should like split it between us. We should be doing more hours in order to complete the tasks.
And
Because if not, we are,
that would not affect the budget at all, because we'll actually using the same budget, but only for the three of us, let's say.
But only using the hours to do the tasks.
And
Yeah.
with the existing budget that's already there.
I think we need to solve this right now. So
Yes.
Nelly doesn't get stuck with someone that we don't know if he's coming back.
Okay, so the first proposal, So the first proposal would be, option number one is to cut Isaac out of the buddy team with Nelly, right? And then option two is to cut Isaac out of the budget entirely, right?
Yeah.
Which is a very different discussion. And then option zero is leave as is and get Isaac's and Nelly's approval, however it needs to happen. So what do you guys think? Option zero, option one, option two? Where are you guys at?
Well, I will polish it a little bit, because it says cut Isaac out of the budget. If we cut someone out of the budget, it would mean that his share would return to the let's say the pot,
Yeah.
not to the the money we are getting for hours. So I would myself I would say I would go with option one, but start a new buddy team, like not a temporary buddy team, but a permanent buddy team with Nelly and Ana Clara. So the three of us, we can share work. We can
Yes.
actually.
It's what
more
already
advanced.
is happening, actually. I
Yes.
don't know. I think that, but for now, we do not need Isaac's money. Like, we are okay and fine. But eventually, if he doesn't show up, we could got him like temporarily at least, so we can use
Okay.
that money to other
So-
people or to increase our hours ourselves.
Yes.
So Ana Clara,
We know we need people in finances,
Uh-huh.
so we need
so
to know if we count on that or what.
yeah, so Ana Clara, what I hear is that would be, oh my goodness, I totally forgot something. It's super important. So I would say that is option one, right? The other
Yes.
super essential thing to remember about the budget is, because I totally spacing on this, going back to the budget team breakdown. So if the drama team ends up having $3,000 in total budget, minus whatever we transfer, that would leave a maximum of $2,100 on the control side. So this is a maximum of $2,100 in team control. Very important to note. So that's $2,100. All right, so let's go back to option one. So it looks like option one is Ana Clara is voting for option one.
Yes.
Yeah, I would vote for option one as well.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
And then also Nelly. Okay, so
I think I would go with that.
okay, so the proposal would be to create buddy team Nelly, Jorge, and Ana Clara. This would be provisional buddy team. You guys can choose to make your main buddy team, but that's on your own time. I mean, this is not the place where you discuss main buddy team anything. So do we have Jorge? Does anyone object to this proposal?
No.
Okay, so it looks like we have agreement. We don't need to do a roll call vote on this. So let's look at what the new budget would be here. So go back to the Andromeda team. It would be, so it would be 401. So we subtract 401 for Isaac, and that is equal to this minus that. 1533, and then we're also subtracting 32, and Nelly is 11. So that's equal to this. Minus that. So the total budget would be 1,491. And that's that. So $1,491 for provisional buddy team Jorge, Plata, and Nelly. So the obvious thing here is that would leave we could just leave 6 and 9 as a buffer and then not put, not put Isaac in, but have it as a buffer there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, definitely.
This could be part of the, I think the local HQ budget could technically be part of the, so the question is, do we want to put any money into the Sonic team or Rico? And I think this local headquarters budget can be part of the public budget. Public budget, I think it's fine. And the public budget is $900.
That's someone like needed the most. Team that needs really needs help.
Sorry, say again.
Is there any team that really needs help?
Well, the Sonic team doesn't have its own income. The Sonic team has no money or income. So they, and when they're the ones where we're going to be cutting the most, they're also, and just to remind ourselves, let's go really quickly to the rankings, because I think it's helpful to look at the rankings in the situation. So we go to Andromeda team. We look at the personnel purchasing rankings. So you have the HR rankings, which is just by money. We have the change of the money, and this is where like James and Lucy are in the red here. They've increased their budget by 4 times, like over almost 5 times for Lucy in 3 months, right? It's just like, for me, that's a big red flag. And we can reset them by them taking a month off, right? So taking a month off isn't a big deal. Ulysses is the next person who's increased it a lot, but it's still only $250, so it's still really low. Plus, he's been doing a lot of work. But at some point, that's going to be an issue as well. And then Julie and Nelly both increased it some as well. Julie, she's just not doing as much work, but I think I might have a solution for her. Anyways, then you have the work time. Abdul and Nelly are putting in the most work. Julie's doing a lot of training. She didn't really do any work. This doesn't track actual contribution, deliverables and work, but it just tracks the time. And the evaluation, we still don't have evaluation. Of course, we don't have it. All right, so that didn't help as much as I was hoping it would. Now, that's a task that still needs to be done. But we're really close here. We're so close. So, but anyways, I would suggest giving some money to the Sonic team. I think it's super helpful.
Yes, definitely.
And then, yeah, so if we did like $200, like, so we need a minimum of 1,491, and our buffer would need to be a minimum of 401 to keep Isaac, right? If we had the Isaac buffer for Isaac. So that would be 401 plus the 1491 is 1892, so like 1900. So if we come over to the full team budget, and we go to the team budget breakdown, so if we give, let's say $200 to the Sonic team.
Mm-hmm.
That would leave us with 1960. If we did 300, negative 300, that would leave it with 1890. So it's right around there. So 300 would be the maximum that we could give and still keep the buffer for Isaac.
I think that we should do it, yes.
Okay, so that would be 300 there. This would go to 300 here. This would go to 200 there. And that zeroes out. Okay. And that would be 1890. Come on, wrong direction. Here we go. Okay. So basically what this means is we give $300 to the Sonic team. That would leave 1890 for in team control. And then the public budget would go down to 800. So this is basically the 1900. This would be 800. And then no money would go to Rico. So this would be 0. And then there would be $0 of other costs. This would be 401 for 500. Yeah. Cool. So what do you guys think? That's the budget breakdown proposal.
Okay. $300. Yeah, I think that's about it.
So this would keep Anaclata, probably would end any possibility for Lucy to stay in. I think it still might be possible to keep Julie and with that $300 that we're transferring. And then also it's technically, I think James is just gonna have to take a month off as well, but yeah. Any last questions or anything about the budget before we go through and prove it, or what?
No, not for me. It's clear, and we already voted, so it's okay.
I think it's okay.
Well, we haven't voted on the budget yet. We're about to.
Okay, so I thought we did. Okay.
No, we have not voted on the budget yet. It's just a proposal. So we voted to create the provisional buddy team, Nelly, Jorge, and Ana Clara, and that passed.
Mm-hmm.
So that ended Isaac's buddy team. We now have a buffer for Isaac in case we want to do him, but we have $400 that we could spend on somebody else, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Isaac has not been approved in this budget. You guys on the same page here?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
From there, we have a public budget to hire additional people. The local budget could include this as well. And I think that's pretty much it. Or we can hire more people from Americas. You know, local budget, maybe $300 for Americas. And there is this person from Jamaica. You know, there is this person from Jamaica that I keep mentioning, and we need people to follow up with that person, see if we can get them. All right, so let's go through roll call on this. This is our proposed budget. I'll vote yes. Is that everyone? Nelly, you want to vote? Ana Clara, Steve? Jorge, you vote yes? I vote yes.
Yes.
Who is that?
That was Nelly.
That's Nelly. Nelly, you vote yes? Ana Clara?
Yes, I vote yes.
Ana Clara, do you vote yes?
Ana Clara?
Steve, do you vote yes?
Here on the screen.
Steve, do you vote yes?
Yes.
Okay. And Ana Clara, she's MIA.
Ana Clara?
Sorry, guys, I was on the phone.
All right, do you want to vote on the budget?
Sorry. Yes.
You vote yes?
Yes, I vote yes.
Okay.
I'm seeing it right here on
Okay,
my
cool.
screen.
Awesome. All right, we have
a
we've got a budget, everybody. That's exciting. And so this would make it official that Ana Clara would be brought into the Andromeda team budget.
Yes, thank you.
And that would outweigh what's going on the full team budget. And it's part of our decentralized model. Like each team has their own budget and it'll be decentralized. So we can always come together and build an umbrella budget. And there's things you can do with an umbrella budget that you wouldn't be able to do with just individual team budgets. But teams can always have they always have control over the budgets that's theirs. So that's how it works. Awesome. All right. And in the future, we can consider, whether we want to break up the budget to other teams like the Atlantic team and the Pacific team. The other thing to understand that RICO Professional Ops Agreement and the RICO Board has the control to break up the Andromeda team budget as well.
Okay.
If it ever comes to that. Okay. All right. Sweet. So I think we're good to move on. What's the next topic?
Next topic would be budget and responsibilities.
Okay, cool. And then this is kind of part of wrap up because wrap up includes tasks, responsibilities, all that kind of stuff. So I think we're in pretty good shape on time. And do you want to do this one, Jorge?
Yeah, sure. Well, on budget teams and responsibilities, we have our weekly, we had an advance, a weekly budget teams calendar. So since we were talking on Wednesday and Thursday, we can put our responsibilities or whatever tasks we want to do on the specified dates, so we could actually take more control about the hours and the tasks we're doing. There's only one thing I would like to ask. According to this, what you were saying yesterday, there's some responsibilities that possibly we don't understand. We will not be able to do it because we don't know what they are about. So what about those? Because there, as you say, there are many responsibilities and tasks that need to be taken care of.
Yeah, so any potential responsibility that needs to get done that you don't know how to do, it's like it's the person's responsibility to make sure it happens. So you want to, you can't just ignore it and be like, I'm not even going to ask to get training because I don't know how to do it. It's like you got to keep asking to get the training, to make sure this time is scheduled to get the training and get it done. Does that make sense?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
if you have any doubts for the responsibilities that you may have in the future, please check. We created the Master Organization Responsibility Verification doc. There you will find a lot of verification sheets with.
Hey, Nelly,
Yeah.
I think that we don't want to get into the master org responsibility verification doc, and there's just too much there. Let's just stick to the exit client responsibilities verification and and the full team responsibilities verification, and then there's also the overall responsibility verification, right?
Can we go through the calendar so we can like organize next week and just like put body teams and tasks for the next week?
Yes, that's the goal here.
Okay, great.
And we did a little of that yesterday, so we'll go into it. Really quick, my mind is distracted briefly on the tasks from the budget. We need to update the personnel profiles to cover ending the fees, right? So the fees, that's changes the personnel profiles. And the other one is the evaluations for rankings. Right.
I was going to open the calendar yesterday for body teams and responsibilities and just put my name on every single hour I can work. But I thought that it will be better to do it like the whole team together, so my name doesn't appear on the whole spreadsheet like a mad person.
Well, I think the first thing that we can do is there's this first column here. Let's just go over it really fast, make sure everyone's on the same page for how it works, okay? So the first column here is no other days, like it's not a scheduled day, but there's a responsibility that has to happen at a certain time, or there's a buddy team that wants to meet, but you're not sure when to meet or which day you're available. So that's what this first column is. If you go down below, right here, this could be, you know, a responsibility or buddy team that knows they want to meet that day, but they're not sure what time that it's going to happen or which buddy team is going to be. For example, Thursdays, we need to do, you know, EXA board follow-up, right? So when is it going to happen? Who's going to be responsible for it? I don't know, but it definitely needs to happen. Okay? So that's the first thing. Does anyone have any questions about that? About how to like add your name or add responsibilities that aren't in here but need to happen? So basically the goal is that every single responsibility will be here either based on a day of the week or in general. And so here you could say, okay, we don't know what day of the week or what time, and we would just put it right here if we don't have any idea. We could have a list of responsibilities that just aren't added yet. And we should.
Okay. All right. So first we need to take a look at the list of responsibilities to take a look. What can we do from those? Because
and that's and that's right here. Right here. Here's the overall. So you have the. Oh my God, what happened? So there should only be 3 lists: network, organizational responsibilities. But I mean, I just think there should just be the 3 lists of responsibilities to keep it simple.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's just the client responsibilities, our full team responsibilities, and then the overall priorities is the most important ones that need to get done at the top of the list, right? And let's say, so if you look at the exit client responsibilities, we've got a huge list of responsibilities. And this is where we're actually going to start, where we actually track the people in buddy teams based on responsibility. So in column G, what we want to do here is we want to sync up, like let's say as an example, Steve and Jay are going to be working on EXA finances, okay? And we're going to be doing it on Mondays. It doesn't really matter what day it is, but that's what we scheduled it for. So here we would go to finances and we'd say buddy team, Steve and Jay. All right? So we're not going to be the only ones working on finances, but we know that we're one of the groups working on finances. Nelly, Jorge, and Cleta are working on value tracking. So we could add that to the value tracking. We might want to break down what value tracking because there's so many different value trackings. So if it's project value tracking, then that's fine. But maybe you're doing more than that. So you might want to have a little more detail. So this would be, there's current value tracking, past value tracking, and overall value tracking.
Maybe the most urgent or the most complicated. I don't know.
Weekly would be current value tracking, right?
Weekly value tracking is one of the value trackings under current value tracking. So these are all the current value tracking, and weekly is one of them. And weekly value tracking, we're doing pretty good at, right? Like 75%. I would even say we could even go up to 80%. And in the monthly value tracking, the quarterly value tracking, the ongoing value tracking squared, these are all major problems. And look, Anacleta is signing up for some of these. So we want to get her into a buddy team and get these into buddy teams scheduled into the week so that we have them all there. So me and
me too. Let me add myself.
Yes. Yeah. And Nelly.
So it's going to take some time to get this all organized, right? All right, obviously it's not going to happen immediately, but let's at least go through. So now we understand the general concept of all the responsibilities, where the responsibilities and the buddy teams can go. But now let's just focus in on the America session. So we specifically do from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock, 5 days a week. So this would be Monday, Tuesday, then Wednesday, Thursday, we're pretty busy, but we do have the hour before. And if we need to, we could continue to cancel these meetings on Wednesday to focus on catching up with our client. Anyway, so then we also have Fridays. So
sometimes with Jorge, we can like meet like 1 hour before the America session.
Yes.
I don't know.
And again,
right?
I'm trying to get us out of the mind frame that there's an America session, okay, or an Andromeda session. The only Andromeda session is once a week on Thursdays for the main Andromeda session, which is this meeting where we check in about everything. All the other meetings are buddy team meetings to get tasks and work done. So when you say the hour before the America session, that would imply the Atlantic session. Or it's like there's no beginning or end. It's not like we start at 2 p.m. It's fine to start at 2 p.m., but there's no difference from coming an hour early. Like I'm going to be working, during the Atlantic session and the America session and the Pacific session and the Oceania session. I mean, I work all day long, right? So the idea that people would only show up at a specific time is exactly what we're trying to get away from.
Okay, yeah.
We want to try to get it so that people are showing up at different times.
So, Jorge, correct me if I'm wrong, but we can meet beginning on 12 or 1 p.m. What is your time frame?
Yeah. That will be 1 hour before our session, right?
Yeah. So 1 p.m. for you?
Yeah, that's 1 hour before our normal sessions, right?
Yes. Well, Jorge can meet beginning on 1 p.m. and I can meet beginning on
okay, so
the whole Atlantic session. So if anyone can
like add your name to where you're available, and then we can buddy team you up.
Okay.
But let's go ahead and then we also have the availability. There's another document, Nelly, that you can link on here, which is the availability for the America for the Andromeda team. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
I'm not sure about that one. Give me just 1 second. Let me look for it. Let me see if I have it.
So it would be in the main doc under important. I think it's the first important document.
Yes, I think I have it. Internal setup, right? Is that one?
No. This is just the availability doc. So if I go to important documents under the Andromeda Super Team, it should have the availability.
Let me look for it.
America's Octant schedule doc. Okay, I found it.
Okay.
So if I put this here, Anacleta, you can update like your general availability on this doc, and then as we get buddy teams going, we can get more specific and actually start assigning things, right?
I was doing it in the calendar, but I will do it here. Sure.
Yeah, well, that's just like, we just have that other place to do general availability. So you could say if you're available all the America sessions for X number of days a week, or Atlantic
Oh,
sessions,
that one.
you could write it there.
In
So-
schedule doc, here, America Subtent.
Yeah, that's the one where we're supposed to be doing our general scheduling. So anyways, just to finish up here, because I'm almost done, what me and Nelly did is we went through every single possible option for buddy teams, and between Jorge, Nelly, Steve, Jay, and Anacleta, for the 5 of us, there is exactly 9 different possible ways to have buddy teams mixed up within those 5 people. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So we have 2 hours on Monday. We've got 2 hours on Tuesday. We have 1 hour on Wednesday. And then on Fridays, we have 2 hours. So it creates a total of 7. So of those 9, we chose 7 of them. And then with those 7, we have, me and Steve went through ours already, and me and Nelly went through ours. So now it's just a matter of going through the other buddy teams, right? So for example, Nelly, Jorge, and Anacleta on Mondays could be working on value tracking,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
Anacleta and Nelly on Mondays for the second hour could be doing something else. So it would be like Anacleta, buddy team Anacleta and Nelly, question mark, and then we'd have buddy team Steve, Jorge, and Nelly. Oh wait, Steve, Jorge, and Jay. Could be working on finance and budget, or maybe we're just going to do budget, because the budget's really important, and we're already working on finances for the first hour.
Yes.
So we also want to add in what Anacleta and Nelly could be working on, while me and Jorge and Steve are working on the budget, right? Or the budgets, right?
Okay.
So, and this would be exa budgets, exa value tracking. So if anyone has an idea, we could start filling that in. The next one would be Jorge and Anacleta. We put for value tracking, although it's like what kind of value tracking would be helpful. And then we have Jay, Nelly, and Steve. We did accounting for Tuesdays. For the second hour, we have Jorge and Steve would be working on value tracking, but the question is what kind of value tracking? And then we have Nelly, Anacleta, and Jay could be working on worker coordination during that time. So, I mean, let's just break this out. I mean, we know there's 10 different kinds of value tracking. Let's just break them out, Here for Wednesday mornings, me and Steve are going to work on past value tracking. Nelly, Jorge, and Anacleta could work on current value tracking. And that's just very overall. So if Wednesdays we check in on general past and general current value tracking, that means that we don't need to do that on Mondays or Tuesdays, right? So it's like, let's get more specific here. Like maybe this would be weekly value tracking for Mondays, right?
Yeah, for example, Ana Clara and I could work in worker coordination. Let's see.
Yeah.
When? What are you talking about? For when?
Monday. It's when we have our team.
I don't think that. I think we have worker coordination already on Tuesday for me, you, and Anacleta. So Nelly, Nelly, Anacleta, and Jay. So I think that's already covered.
Okay, so then let me check the other ones.
So
we kind of went through this yesterday, me and Jay, for a while to try to get everything spread out.
Yeah. So
maybe we should check that and decide if some of these responsibilities are going to take longer than 1 hour, because maybe we can do it in 2 hours. It will take longer than 1 hour.
I mean,
the people have the available time to put in, then I guess there's no reason why you can't go over.
I mean, the bottom line is that on any particular day, whoever shows up will be a little different, and based on how we break out the sessions and we get started, I mean, we just have to be flexible, right? So the problem with doing everything for 2 full hours is that we just have too many responsibilities. My main goal in meeting with the buddy team during that hour is not to complete the task. It would be impossible, but to train somebody very quickly on how to do it, and then you can train other people on how to do it as well. So in that 1 hour time, it would be more than enough time to get the basic training set up, knowing what needs to happen, and then so that the work can get done. You know, so from there, I think it's perfectly fine to schedule more time to do it, or if in the first hour, like if you think
Just
about it, the
start
first
early.
hour is
Sometimes
more important.
start early. That's it.
Well, no, but I'm saying that the first hour is more important. So if you do the first hour and we don't get the second hour accomplished, then that would make sense. You know what I mean? As opposed to, you know, if you're gonna go more than an hour, do a full 2 hours, you should plan ahead for it. But I mean, just doing if you just do one single task for 2 hours every single day will never complete everything. If you're only doing 2 hours a day. And the other thing to remember here, that's really, really important. So if you click the info button, the first step is scheduling with your buddy team and getting your buddy team availability. The second step is making sure the responsibilities are listed for each slot. That's what we're doing now. So right now we're in step 2. The third step is you actually attend your buddy team session, right, for your work. And then you focus on work based on this order. The first order is the overall responsibilities, right? It doesn't matter what it says in the box and what was scheduled to do the work at that time. If there's some type of overall priority that just like is urgent and needs to get done, like you don't not do that to do what says it in the box. Does that make sense? So number 1 is always the overall priority. Number 2 is the assigned responsibility for that time, right? That would be the second priority. The third priority would be your overall buddy team responsibilities. If you have a responsibility as a buddy team and you don't know how to do the responsibility, or you want to do an extra hour or whatever it is, it's just totally flexible. Work on whatever your buddy team responsibilities are. Then fourth would be whatever you know as an individual or as a buddy team. Because if you don't know how to do your responsibilities, you don't want to work on your assigned responsibilities or the overall responsibilities, just do whatever you know how to do and do it as good as you can. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure, it makes sense.
So
actually, that's what we were discussing yesterday.
Yeah, so the goal of this whole schedule is that this is the backup plan. This is like, if you don't know what to do, this gives you a task and assignment to do. It lets you plan ahead, you know, make sure you get the training, make sure you know what's going on. And then if you can't do it, then don't worry about it. Work on something you know how to do, you know? But this at least will give us like, it'll let us know a little bit more within a temporal framework, the number of responsibilities, like the core focal point here is that every single responsibility needs to be on the schedule somewhere or it's not going to get done. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. And so once you actually get into the buddy team, if you want to push back and you do it an extra hour, you want to cancel something or change something around, you know, maybe one day Anacleta's not there or Steve's not there. So if Steve's not here, then it's just Jay, Nelly, Jorge, and Anacleta. So we have to, you know, juggle and just deal with the people who come at that time. So the schedule is not always what's going to happen at all. But I think we should be able to go through this and add the rest of the buddy teams in. And Anacleta has some morning times that she could do.
Yes. And Jorge too. Like we can do every day at 1 p.m. and I can on the mornings too. So
I'm down to do 1 p.m. for sure. Most days. Let me look at my calendar. And then 1 p.m. is also really good for preparation. So for example, and that also includes like our budget. Like there's a lot that that's another thing I want to add to our budget. You know, we've got it. There's got to be some sort of budget responsibility that needs to be assigned some other way. So there needs to be budget planning, because a lot of this could happen before the meeting. You know, where, when, how. Like, there needs to be a responsibility here that's covered. All right. So my calendar is good for Monday,
I'm looking at the
Tuesday.
calendar. We have a Friday night schedule.
Monday, Tuesday.
Okay.
What?
A Friday night schedule session.
Yes, the Friday night is
Where is it?
it's right here. So this is Julie, Ulysses, Abdul, and Jay, Steve, and Lucy,
Okay,
and we're gonna
I
be
got it,
working
I
on
got it.
communications
Yeah.
and session support.
And when it says JS, now I don't realize that I'm the S. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're the yes.
Excuse me for that.
Yeah, but we have it written out here. The buddy team is Jay, Steve, and Lucy.
No, I understand. It lost me for a second. I'm sorry.
Cool. All right, so I could do Mondays and Tuesdays for sure. So we could do buddy team Jay and Ana Clara
Yes.
for Tuesdays and
What time are
Mondays,
we talking about
and
now?
then also Thursdays. This will,
I could do Thursdays early.
yeah, because there's plenty of preparation that could be done to prepare for the Andromeda session, the main Andromeda session.
Yes. Call me in.
But that was actually on an hour before today, just nobody was there. Thursdays, I'm pretty good.
I'm more of like the 0.5 hour mark, but yeah. So do you guys want to go through more details here on like the value tracking? Or like, for example,
Yeah, I think it's
let's
necessary.
just do like, let's at least do tomorrow, you know? So like if anything else, we can at least get tomorrow set up, and then we'll be good to go. So me and Nelly do in the afternoon. So we have our Pacific session times. Today we're going to be working on payroll. We're going to be working on umbrella accounting and finances, getting all that set up.
Yeah,
Tonight,
I'm not sure yet. I have
Okay.
a friend in from out of town. I might have to miss the session tomorrow. I'm going to try to have early lunch with him, but I can't guarantee it's on his schedule. And I haven't seen him in like 5 years, so and he's a good friend.
okay, well
Right.
that mainly just
I
depends.
will try to get in. I will
Okay.
try to get in though.
Okay, well let's just make sure this is split up a little differently. Maybe it's like Ana Clara, Jorge and Steve, and then Nelly and Jay or something like that. I don't know. Or maybe we
Yes,
could do
sure.
Jorge and Jay. And then Nelly, Ana Clara, and Steve. At least for tomorrow. Just in case Steve doesn't show up, we'll be able to already have the buddy team set.
I will do my best to be there, but it's been, like I said, 5 years since we've seen each other, and I'd like to see him.
Nice. Cool. So anyways, tonight we don't know what's going on with the Sonic team, but that's okay. And then the the Good Cause group, we're doing a meeting tonight as well. So tomorrow, I'm going to be pretty busy with all the exit stuff. There's like core team meeting and like other stuff going on. That's a good idea. So what about Friday? What should we do? So I know I want to work some on exit payroll depending on what we get done for today. But other than that, like, what else do we have? So this would be J and J, Ana Clara, Nelly, and Steve. What do you guys want to work on tomorrow?
Friday we should check also like main responsibilities for the next week or the late tasks that we should deliver for that week or 2 weeks ahead. I don't know.
You're talking about
Planning the next week sounds good.
Planning the next week? Isn't that what we're doing now?
Yeah, on Friday, like, yeah, but
That is what we're doing now. Yeah.
on Friday, think about the next week, or I don't know if you wanted to do it all like
Okay, so
Thursdays.
that would be part of
my session.
worker. That would be part of worker coordination.
Okay.
So I mean, we have worker coordination a couple times. Like we have the Wednesday. Obviously, we have the main sessions, which is all worker coordination. If we want to do more worker coordination on Friday, we can. But again, that's not a client task.
No, yeah, sure, definitely.
So typically, for example, when we
My
do
bad.
worker coordination, like me and Nelly, we do worker coordination with scheduling and calendar and exit house. So it's like we're actually doubling and even tripling up responsibilities because worker coordination by itself is not actually getting anything done. So for example, like if you look here at Tuesday, for Jay and Nelly, we're going to be planning on doing worker coordination with scheduling calendar and the exit house
Yes.
network. So I'm perfectly fine. Like you guys can add worker coordination to your buddy team, but that by itself is just not really enough. Like we want to get tasks done. Like we want to get the client responsibilities done.
I prefer all other tasks. Yes. Sorry, I'm eating. I was starving.
No worries. So basically, like all we're trying to do here is just do the 2 hours for tomorrow. It shouldn't be like super hard. We literally have like 100 responsibilities that we could choose. We just need to choose one. Maybe another thing that we need to look at responsibilities is like what team responsibility is this happening, right? Who knows how to do it, who can train people. Obviously, you can always put me in there. So that's why I don't have my name listed like 100 times. But maybe we could also add here like, is it on the weekly buddy team spreadsheet? Right. So maybe we need to add an added verification here. So this would be like umbrella accounting is currently on there. Yes, done. Right. What's next is umbrella exit accounting. I would say that that's pretty good. It's on there. There's like some accounting there. Accounting for Eximo.
Finances.
Finance is on there, right?
Yes.
So finance is on there, yes. All right, so anyways, I think it would make sense to actually go through this and like literally verify that and know exactly what responsibilities are not on there. If it's not on there, it should probably be 100% that it's done, right? Or that's pretty good, right? So what I'm trying to say here is that all we need to do, this should literally take us like a couple minutes. We have 5 of us, right? If you guys want me to do it for you, I can, but then you wouldn't learn anything, right? So the idea here is we have 2 hours here. All we have to do is take any responsibility and stick it in here for the work that needs to get done. And I put for me and Jorge that tomorrow me and Jorge could work on the payroll and the value squared.
Right.
And then with Steve, me and Anacleta, so Anacleta and Jay, we could work on payroll and maybe the past investor value tracking. How's that sound, Anacleta?
Sorry?
I'm suggesting maybe tomorrow me and Anacleta could work on past investor value tracking, depending on how much Steve gets done today, and the exit payroll.
Okay, great.
So again, if you guys want me to do it for you, I can, but all we got to do is like, so Anacleta, Nelly, and Steve have a slot here that there's literally like 100 different responsibilities or projects that we could stick in there. Any one of them is perfectly fine, and this is just for tomorrow. And you don't even have to do it anyways. It's like if you don't even want to do it tomorrow, you don't have to do it, but we at least need something assigned so that, and maybe it's monthly value tracking. How about monthly value tracking? I mean, come on. It's just not making sense to you guys, or what's going on? I'm very confused.
Making perfect sense.
Well, but why isn't it happening? And what is this? The responsibility would not be the main Andromeda session. That's the session. I guess you could leave it there. That's fine. So, would you guys even ask what I'm asking you guys to do? Like, Steve, Nelly, and Jorge, you guys have a buddy team tomorrow.
Okay.
And you don't know what you're going to do that session yet. Like, we want to add a responsibility. We have a list of 100 responsibilities, and you just have to choose one of them, and it literally could take 5 seconds, but we've been spending over 15 minutes on this. Like, I'm really, really confused. Do you guys understand what I'm asking you to do?
Yes, to put the responsibilities in.
Just for tomorrow, for our session for tomorrow. So
Okay, I'm on it.
Okay, but let's just do it. Let's just get it done.
Yeah, give me just 1 second.
Okay, well that's not doing it. So how let's try Jorge or Anacleta. Like, all you have to do is just choose a
Let me go there.
Responsibility.
Okay, I'm there. Let me put the responsibilities.
Like
Okay.
Jorge and Anacleta, do you guys understand?
Yeah. I just restarted the Hangout.
Oh, we lost
For
you?
tomorrow.
We lost Nelly.
So how about Anacleta? Do you want to give it a try?
Yeah, actually, I'm having problems opening up the document. That's why I'm not saying anything.
I'm being fairly quiet since this is better than our chance that I'm not going to be there tomorrow. So I'm keeping my mouth shut in this and letting the ones who are going to be there pick this one.
Okay, and remember this, we're setting this up for every single week. It's not just tomorrow, it's weekly every week. And there will be changes from week to week. For example,
right.
You know, the payroll only happens once a month, right? And the monthly value tracking only happens once a month, but you know, it's still good to, I mean, even the monthly value tracking kind of happens weekly.
Someone can please pass me the link with the responsibilities?
Do you have our notes for now?
I didn't open it.
Do you have our notes for now?
Okay.
Within our notes for now, under responsibilities, we have all the links to all of the responsibility sheets.
Thank you.
Cool. So anyways, this can always evolve and we can always be improving upon it and changing it. But the idea is at least to make sure people understand like how to do it. And the only way I know how to verify that you understand how to do it is just to do it at least for one session for tomorrow. And then we'll be done. And we're at 4 o'clock, so we pretty much are ready to wrap up. But it would be nice to get this last thing done. So
just give me 1 second, please.
I mean, maybe I should just do it for you guys. If you guys can't do it, I can just do it for you, and then we'll be done and we can move on.
Yeah, please, because my computer is running really slow right now.
So I would say that either I mean, the problem with monthly value tracking is there's not a lot to do for it tomorrow. But that's one is monthly value tracking. How about maybe quarterly value tracking verification?
Yeah.
That could be something that you guys could work on. And then for Steve, Nelly, and Jorge, let's look at the responsibilities list. So this would be I would say something with past value tracking. Maybe Yeah, I would say either maybe past other value tracking, or you could do work on the master ledger.
I would like to know more about master ledger.
Cool.
If you can put me in that buddy team meeting, so I can just jump in on the work.
All right, so yeah, let's do that. So let's do a master ledger updating, and so this is Steve Nelly. Oh no, that's Steve Nelly and Jorge. So that would be.
That'll be tomorrow, yeah.
That's not in Eclata though. So maybe we should just switch it. Let's just switch it. So the first hour, we can have the master ledger, and past. Other value tracking, and for the second hour we can do the current quarter value tracking verification.
Great, thank you.
All right, so that's done, but again,
I'm back.
So again, that's just for tomorrow, and then from there the goal is to literally, continue to update all of the boxes for the whole week and add in other teams and stuff, and then also go through all the client responsibilities and actually verify whether it's on the team spreadsheet. And I would actually put that into our full team responsibilities.
Is that a task itself, right?
Yeah, it's going to be a task.
We can do it.
So I'm gonna add it
at any moment.
I'm going to add it.
Okay,
yeah. I'm going to add it to full team responsibilities, and this would be part of worker coordination. And this would be,
on Thursday with Ana Clara and Jorge, I think we can work on Exa housing, but I don't know, because you are also working on Exa house stand up that time later on a plan of Pacific time. But that's why I don't know.
Sorry, what?
I was thinking about the responsibilities that we can do for tomorrow, that we can work on Exa housing also, but you are working also later that day in that.
Yeah, we have that covered already. It already is happening. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I went out of internet. Sorry.
Well, no, we already have that happening in the afternoons at 4. Right? It happens every day at 4.
Yes.
At the beginning of the Pacific session. So we don't need to do it again. So in the context of this buddy team verification, I think it's pretty obvious that there's a lot of work that needs to be done there. But yeah, so eventually we want to get that all clearly verified, that all of the responsibilities are on the scheduled list, or not, right? It's perfectly fine for them not to be, but we want to know that. So for example, is umbrella budgeting?
I can take on that responsibility, like, soon.
Awesome, that'll be great. And then the way we do that is we come over here to this and we go, who is responsible for buddy team weekly scheduling verification and making sure everything is synced? We put Ana Clara. Right? And who knows how to do that? I mean, Ana Clara should know how to do that because we just did the training.
I already just schedule it for tomorrow.
Nice, cool. And then also we can add this here too. And if you schedule it for tomorrow, then we can actually put here that it's scheduled for tomorrow as well, that it's on the buddy team scheduling. Awesome. All right. Anyways, I think we're ready to check out. This is like we are taking our organizational level up 3 notches, because not only are we verifying all of our responsibilities, we're scheduling, and so we have a time loop with the scheduling and the buddy teams and the verification. It's like a triple, quadruple doozy. It's really amazing. So if we can get this stuff going, we can actually get all of our tasks done every week and just get into 5th gear. We're going to be in really good shape. It's pretty exciting. So that's my check.
All right.
Oh, and I can stay afterwards a little bit for anyone who wants to help with the session value tracking and other good jazzy jazz.
I think we need to work in pass value tracking also.
Yes. All right. So who wants to check out next?
Catholics, I have some things I need to do. But if you have a little extra time late tomorrow after our schedule, I can stay late. We can do some stuff tomorrow night, Jay.
Cool.
Our schedule is after we're done. Even an hour earlier than that if you want to. Just like message me and I'll come on early if you want.
Okay.
Let me check out. Let me check myself out. I'm very excited that the meeting is leading us to be more organized. In fact, because it's very important for us to know, even if Jay is not here, what do we have to do, and like not being helpless if we don't have you with us. So I feel like we're moving in a good direction, and we are like more inside the process right now.
Okay, I go next.
All right.
I'm really happy to be back on the budget again. I really like to work with you guys, so it was good news for me. I would really like to know about Isaac's because I wish he was only traveling.
Yeah.
I expect that. And I don't know. I like to be more organized, and I can see like we are getting the work done, and we're trying to do it. And I feel more like empowered now that we are actually organized and we have a calendar. It's like I can see more clearly everything, so I feel more calm and I don't feel anxious because I can now see what I'm going to do like tomorrow and the next day after tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So for me, this is great, and that's it. Check.
Okay. All right, I guess I'll go. I feel like I'm slowly, surely catching up. I'm still a little behind the 8 ball, but give it another couple of days, another couple of sessions, hopefully I'll be caught up with everyone and be able to help a little more. Jay, if you have any extra before or after our scheduled meeting tomorrow, let me know because I should be available. And it's really a pleasure working with people who want to get done what we got to get done. And thank you for putting up with the fact that I'm a little bit behind everybody because I was gone for a while, but I will catch up shortly.
Okay, I think I'll go next.
That's it.
I like that. We solved the issue of Isaac because that was something that was pending, and I was a little bit anxious about that. So we solved that. Still, I think I would like to know what's going on with him. I think we're going in the right direction. We know even more what we need to do. Now we need to know more how to do it, and but I think we are going in the right direction. So I think I'm glad with this. I'm happy with this meeting. So thank you, and check.
All right, so I think that we are done.
Okay.
So the only other thing here is just following up on, I'm gonna do some session verification. I'm gonna work on the session value tracking. So if anyone wants to stick around for that, and also Nelly or Jorge, you should get the video indexing finalized.
Yeah.
And we're good. So yeah, thanks everybody. Good work.
Okay,
All right,
okay,
thank you.
talk to you
Thanks,
tomorrow.
everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye. I'll stay with you for session bio tracking.
Nice. But now we only have to do the session value tracking like once a week instead of like every day, you know?
Yeah, it was a lot of work.
but it was really good practice because I wanted people to learn it, understand how it works, and we still don't understand exactly why we're doing it because we don't have the session equity set up yet. Like the actual team equity is like really important. So early was Jay and Nelly. Preparation was just Jay. I don't think anyone else helped with preparation. Actually, Nelly,
I also helped with the preparation.
You set up the doc early, didn't you?
Yeah.
Because if you set up the doc during the session, it wouldn't count as preparation.
No, before.
Yeah, if you set it up before, then it counts as preparation. So
I did it before.
Early. Jorge, Nelly, and Jay, we were all early. And then late was Ana Clara and Steve. Do you remember what time Ana Clara got there?
I think it was a quarter after the hour.
Okay, we'll just have her for the whole thing. It's not a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so time. Oh, we forgot to ask Steve if he had the computer. I don't think he actually did any typing or anything, so we can assume that he didn't. Ana Clara, did she have her computer? I think we forgot to ask her as well. Do you remember her doing anything?
I think she did because she said that she was doing she was opening the document and all that.
But did she actually like do any like actual computer work? I don't think she did anything.
I don't think she did.
So I would say that for me and you, we had 3x. Nelly 3x. Jorge obviously was 3x. Ana Clara was 2x, and Steve was 2x.
Yeah. No one was text only. A facilitation.
Right, so I did. Ooh, Jorge did at least. I would say we give Jorge a half an hour of facilitation work.
Yeah, note taking.
Note taking, Jay.
And keeping was actually Jorge. And Nelly. Video indexing was Jorge. And Nelly. Okay. Totals, let me check. 6. Okay. It's more. 6.5. 0.5. 0.75. 6.75. Okay. So 7 hours. No points.
Everyone gets at least 1 point for showing up. So he has 1 point, and he was up on time, so he gets 2 points.
No, I haven't done the attendance, so it's. Oh yeah, I haven't done that. plus. Okay, attendance points, on time 1 point. Facilitate. He didn't do facilitate. Oh yeah, he do 0.25, but he didn't do any note taking. Oh yeah, 0.5. Note taking.
So just so you understand the difference between the session positions and the work is the work could actually count towards your actual work hours, right? Whereas the session positions is just, you know, that you did it during the meeting. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
So 2 points. 2 points.
So facilitation, he would have an hour for facilitation. Note taking, I think he gets 2 hours, right? 2 hours.
Yeah.
Video tracking, he gets 2 hours. For video indexing, he gets 2 hours as well.
It's 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 hours. 2, 3, 1, 6. 6. Is 60, right? The hours per 60?
Remember time, he gets a 3x, so that's going to be 6 hours for time.
Yeah. So that's 12 hours. Then the hours per 60, right?
Don't worry about the actually adding up the points because the credits themselves, because the session meeting value tracking spreadsheet does that automatically.
Okay.
You didn't really do any timekeeping that I can remember. So I'm not going to give you any time for timekeeping. And Jorge, I mean, neither you guys get a point for timekeeping. 1 point.
Okay. For preparation is 1 point.
Yep.
For preparation is 1 point.
Yep. I mean, obviously, the time you spent doing preparation, you would get to put that in your work hours, but it wouldn't be part of the session.
Okay.
Depending on how much preparation you did. So.
Preparation. Okay, so it's the same.
Good for me. Emma, sweetie.
Okay.
How are you? I am pretty good. Just finishing up this session. So I think Steve is just the 4 hours plus 1 point.
Yeah, I think also.
Ana Clara signed up to do timekeeping?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I think I think not.
So she does that. Yeah. So I think she would get 4 hours and a 1 point as well. Cool.
Okay, I think it's just 4 hours plus 1 point. Yes.
How did I get 10 points? 1, 2, 3, 4 points. I think I have 4 points. And 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hours. 10, 11, 12 hours. Nellie's got 6, 7, 8, 8.25, sure. And 1, 2, 3, 4 points. 5 points. 1, 2, 3 points. Cool. Yes, I really love it because it really does give a depiction of, like, I mean, you can tell that me, you, and Jorge put a lot more effort and work into the meeting than Ana Clara and Steve, you know?
Yes.
So I think it does work well into showing the basic, bottom line. Additionally, the way that it should work is that, we did a half an hour of session value tracking, which should be work, right?
Yes.
But it's not really the session. The session really lasted for 2 hours, and then we did an extra half an hour after the session.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I haven't noticed, but yes.
Yeah, cool. So, and then tasks, you completed a few tasks. I think Nelly could get a couple points here for doing some task times, and tasks, maybe like 2 points. Cool. Awesome. All right. Well, I think we're done.
Okay. So then I have
there's one other thing. There's one other thing that I sign up to do, which is the session verification spreadsheet.
Okay. Let's check on that.
All right. So the calendar, I would still leave it at 80%. Scheduling, we'll leave it 80%. Session documentations overall, we'll come back to that. Actually, I think it's going to automatically average. So recording and notes, I would say recording and notes, we did 100% on that.
Okay.
Index the video recording. Did we do the indexing of the video indexing?
Today, I think we did.
Did it actually get into the actual video master, the master index of the video recording? Because if it doesn't get into the master index, then so we did the recording and notes. We did that, and that includes the indexing, right? This includes video indexing, right?
Yes.
Because that's part of the recording.
Yes.
But then the master index of the video indexing is totally separate, and we have not done that yet.
No.
So then the session value tracking, we just did that, so that's 100%, right?
Yes.
Master document updating, well, there are some tasks. Did we get that done yet? So maybe we're 50% on that one. Session verification, We're doing that now, and that should end up being 100%. Session
Mhm.
notes index logging, we have not done that. Session value tracking logging, we haven't done that either. So documentations is at 50%. Session support overall, convening, 80% session preparation, 60% double team session setup.
Not yet.
That is definitely still not done. Buddy team
No.
setup. We did better on the buddy team setup, even
Yes,
when we
a
had
lot better.
session follow-up. I think we're pretty good on that. Let's say at like 50%.
Yes.
Yeah, we're doing some of our session follow-up. And then the evaluations, we didn't do any evaluations. So 0% on the evaluations. That would be part of documentation, so we can organize that. So this would go into here, and then this would be.
Give me 1 second to be there. There is another one that should be 100%.
Which one is that?
That should be, I'm sorry, that should be green.
Which one should be green?
The 100% that you put, that is
Oh yeah. This one's green.
session value tracking. So let me put it in green. It's okay. It's there.
I got it, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So we didn't. It's not perfect, but we did pretty good. I think it would be kind of fun just to look at the overall average.
Yes.
Just for fun to keep track of that. Average. 54%. All right, so I'm going to take a half-an-hour break and go on a walk and get some food, and then I will be back for the Pacific session.
Okay, great. Let's do that.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nelly.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Ciao.